Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be memory planning for the week of December 7th through the 13th, and I'm using a kit from Harriet Wright Designs called Cosy Winter. This is one of the spreads where I had sat down and filmed 3 spreads all at once, so I really wanted this week to look a little bit different than the previous week. Normally I have been doing today to-do headers at the top, but this week I decided to put all of my to-do checklists at the top. I wanted to go back to a little bit more structure this week. In the previous week, I used a Nikki Plus 3 kit, so I just went ahead and used the date dots from that kit on these headers. And since I wanted all of the checklists at the top, that did change the placement of my weekend banner. I was debating whether I wanted to put it all the way at the bottom, but I ended up going with somewhere in the middle. I used all the flags that are in the kit, but there was a little bit of space left over, so I cut one of the washi strips into a flag and then one of the thin washi strips to fill in the last little space. A couple years ago, when I was only using Sweet Kawaii Design, I really liked having structure throughout the kit, so I would have all the checklists at the top, all the full boxes in the middle, and then the quarter boxes and half boxes across the bottom. Sweet Kawaii Designs format definitely makes it easy to color block and be able to have a very structured spread. But once I started buying the subscription kits, that did make me have to change my structure a bit because there weren't enough full boxes for every single day, and I really wanted to use those kits for 4 weeks. So it forced me to be a bit more creative, and I ended up loving the way that looked. So then I really started to switch up my format, and then once I started buying kits outside of Sweet Kawaii Design, the format of those kits are usually a lot different. There are a lot more boxes, quarter boxes, like different size boxes, and it wasn't necessarily easy to color block or have a very structured spread. So anyways, I knew that for this week I wanted a little bit of that structure back. I wanted the checklist at the top, and at the bottom I knew we were still doing our advent, so I wanted to have a spot to write what the advent was for that day. And then I noticed that there were these dinner stickers included in the kit, and I added those to the bottom as well. But other than the very top and bottom of each day, I decided to keep the middle a bit more staggered. I thought about having all the full boxes across the bottom, but decided against it this week just because that weekend banner kind of threw me off. It's not something I'm used to having when I'm trying to do a structured spread, but it's funny because I really wanted some structure in this week, but the checklists are so tiny and the stickers that I added to the bottom are so small that it really doesn't look too different than my normal spreads. But while I was filming, it felt nice to have at least those parts of the day figured out, so I had a little bit less thinking to do. But for my sidebar, I used an extra full box. I really like using all the full boxes in the kits, and I decided not to add a little washi banner underneath the full box at the top, mostly because I didn't really want to look for washi for the spread. I was doing 3 spreads and I had already chosen washi for the other 2 spreads, and since this one came with the washi strips, I just wanted to use what was in the kit and not have to pull in as many things. But instead I added a half box and marked the week of quarantine we were in. Most of the foiled icons that I used are from Harriet Wright Designs, and most of the scripts are from Station Stickers, but I'll try my best to point out any of the ones that aren't, and I'll have everything linked in the description box. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below and I will be happy to answer. Getting into the week. On Monday, I organized the preschool worksheets. On this day is when I started to write out PJ's to-do list for preschool. My sister-in-law and I decided that we wanted them to have all of their work done before they could open their advent, and the previous week was a little bit of a struggle because I don't think PJ understood exactly what he needed to finish before he could open it. We also tried to make sure that they ate their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we decided to open the advent after dinner so that all of that could be accomplished. But for PJ, if there's a worksheet that he thinks is too boring, too easy, he's not interested in it, then it usually takes him a long time to finish the really easy worksheets, and I try to have him do those before he gets to the ones that he actually wants to do. I finally decided to write him a to-do list so that he could know what to expect throughout the day, what he needed to get done before he could get to the things that he wants to do, and it ended up helping him a lot. He was way more motivated to do the things he didn't want to do just to get it over with so he can move on to the worksheets that he found interest in. But anyways, I also edited on this day. In the half box, I added the sticker from Fox and Pip. It is a therapy sticker. We had therapy first thing this morning. Then I added a to-do header and a Coffee Monday sticker from Sticky Bow Babies. Below that, I added a holiday burnout sticker from Once More with Love. I wrote that we had a tough school day. I believe that was before I started the to-do list. And then I also wrote that Benny started stuttering. We are pretty sure this started because of the new living situation with my sister-in-law and niece moving in. But below that, I used another sticker from Fox and Pip, and I wrote that I picked up my sister and we wrapped presents. I added the full box at the bottom, and for Advent this day, the kids opened some soft ornaments. I always like to have the soft ornaments on the bottom half of our tree, so they were able to put those on the tree as soon as they opened them. On Tuesday, I tidied up and ran the Roomba, and I uploaded PJ's plan with me. In the half box, I marked that it was my niece's birthday. Below that, I layered a couple stickers, and I wrote that our state was back on lockdown. Then I added a full box. Underneath that, I added part of the full box checklist that I cut, and I added a sticker from Fox and Pip. I wrote that we picked up lunch, and I took my sister to the post office. Then I marked Zoom with my brother using another sticker from Fox and Pip. And for the Advent this day, my niece received chapstick with a sticker book, and then the boys received their own sticker books. On Wednesday, it was trash day, and I went on a grocery run. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I wanted to start with a half box underneath the checklist, but I didn't want them all to be in the same spot. So on Tuesday, I added a header, and on Wednesday, I started with the full box. But in the half box on Wednesday, I added a happy birthday sticker from the back of this planner, and it was my grandpa's birthday. Below that, I marked some Happy Mail, which was the Sweet Kawaii Design subscription. Then I added a today header, and I used a laundry day script from Panda Bird Design to mark laundry day. Then I added a little arrow, and I wrote that I picked up my sister. And I love these scalloped quarter boxes, but I marked birthday ice cream, and I used a sticker from Fox and Cactus. But since we had celebrated my niece's birthday with her cake the previous weekend, we decided to have ice cream for her, and she was celebrating her birthday the day before with her dad, so we waited until this evening to have ice cream. For Advent this day, the kids received some fuzzy socks, which actually my niece is probably the only one who wears hers because my boys can't really run around with fuzzy socks without any kind of grip on the bottom, which I completely forgot about. Flipping over to Thursday, I started with a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co., and I wrote that I wrapped presents. Most of these are just Christmas presents, separate from the Advent. But I also cleaned the bathroom. Then I marked a walk on the canal with the boys using a sticker from Planning Like a Pro. Then I wanted to mark a Santa craft that we made in preschool. I used this flag and a little peekaboo Santa from Once More with Love. Underneath the full box, I marked Watching the Bachelorette. Then I wrote that PJ reads my sister's text, which I thought was really funny because she was talking about how she didn't have energy for the kids, so she wanted to come after they went to bed. And he responded with, "Why did you say that, Nana?" And then I told her that he was responding for me and reading her text, because now he can read everything, which is definitely something new for us. But it was so funny because she responded with a meme of somebody sweating, and he had no idea what she was talking about. But then I added a quarter box, and I wrote that it was a tough night emotionally using a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. Below that, I marked picking up my sister really late, and for Advent this day, they opened Imagine Ink activity books, which is one of PJ's favorites. I also added the Day 5 sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. Advent Calendar. I forgot to mention adding Day 4 to Monday. On Friday, I tidied up and ran the Roomba. I also printed more worksheets for preschool using this sticker from Planning Like a Pro. I added my full box, and below that I added a half box and a sticker from Once More with Love, and I wrote that PJ read Los Pollitos with my mom. She also decided to do an advent for the boys, and a lot of her gifts are sweets like cookies or some type of snack. So she came over during preschool to drop them off, and we were about to read an English and Spanish book, and my mom was trying to wait a little bit to take my sister to work, so he ended up reading the book with her. Then I marked a workout by cutting down this exercise header and adding a sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design. Then I wrote that PJ drew a mustache on his face. He just grabbed a marker and drew a line above his mouth, and I used the Santa sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that. Then I really wanted to remember that this was the day that the Sweet Kawaii Design and Cricut Paper Co. planner was released. I'm really hoping to find some time to start filming in that planner soon. So far, I've decided to use my Sweet Kawaii Design subscription kits, so the Kawaii kits and the monthly kits in that planner. Then I added a half box, and I used a sticker from Pumpkin Paper Co. to mark filming. For Advent this day, the kids were supposed to open a tube craft, but I put a little star next to it because we weren't actually able to do the Advent this day. Moving on to the weekend, on Saturday, we had some family time, and since there wasn't a whole lot of space in the weekend, I just wrote that I dropped off dinner for my sister. Then I added a half box and a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I wanted to mark filming PJ's plan with me. This was for the week of Christmas. Again, since there wasn't a whole lot of room in the weekend, I decided to add both of the full boxes underneath the weekend banner, and below that I just had a tiny bit of space to add a quarter box. I wrote that we went to go see Christmas lights. This was actually when I had dropped off dinner for my sister. I drove around with the boys, and we actually spent a long time looking at Christmas lights. For Advent this day, the kids were supposed to open cups, but again, we did not get to do that. And at the very bottom of the day, I added day 6 of the Coffee Monsters Co. Advent Calendar. On Sunday, we streamed our church service, and my husband made chocolate chip pancakes. Then I wrote that I ordered Cremota Coffee, which is a new coffee brand from one of my favorite YouTubers. Then I marked my first time trying Dutch Bros with my sister. They had just opened one in our town, so we went to go try it out, and I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that. Underneath the full box, I used a sticker from Fox and Cactus, and I decided to leave that blank for now. For Advent this day, the kids were supposed to open plates. We do end up having to open more than one on some days in the following week, but we just kept running out of time this weekend. And I think we were dealing with a possible COVID exposure, so we were trying to isolate and stay separate from each other. But that is all I have for this week. These are the leftover stickers that I have, and I always love seeing these Christmas kits with a pink color palette. I have one more week in December left to edit, and I will be done with 2020. The week that we are currently in will probably be a little delayed because I want to use a Bridgerton kit, and I just purchased it, so I have to wait for that to come in. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.